Good morning, good late afternoon, wherever you are in the United States. Big welcome to our first week of the month. It is February. This is the directors and above call. So if you are a director here, just know you are really in the gym now. You are really working out. And we just want to say how proud of how all of us here are proud of you as you're merging in with the PD presidential director and senior presidential director call. So if you have not seen all of us on a screen, just go to your view and take a look at all the SPDs here, okay, and PDs, because you are well on your way now to be on this journey with us. So in the next 30 minutes, what Marci and I and our leaders want to just update you. This is a leadership call. And as you all notice that, why don't we do leadership calls every week? Why don't we do it every 2 weeks? Why are we only doing it 30 minutes at a time for once a month? Can anybody guess why?
Why?
Okay. Why? Because
Why?
because we are all individual leaders that already know what to do in this gym, because every leader here is working one system, one way, plugging in every single day, doing the same thing over and over again, like building their muscles. And it was always been my dream, Marci, to build an organization so strong, so powerful that you can never ever identify the leader.
Well, let me ask you that, Peter, because in our last call, you said something that I took notes on that really made me think about. You said, who are your two? Can you explain what that means and explain to the directors what that means for them?
Awesome. So as this year has started, I really looked at my organization and everyone, because we are a binary, everybody understands we are a binary, okay? My whole training, my whole philosophy here is we are all about quality over quantity. Does everybody agree?
Mm.
Does everybody understand the magic number here, which is number 6? You have to have 6 active. 6 active means 3 on the left, 3 on the right. That are your workout buddies, right? They go work out with you. They show up to the podcast. They show up to the trainings, okay? And then out of there, in your career, and especially if you are a director or senior director, that means you've already developed 2 managers, someone on your left, someone on your right. Out of those 2 managers, they're called your bodybuilders. So how David Schmidt, how he structured the compensation plan, does everybody understand? And you should understand by now the generational match, right? We get paid on first, second, and third generations, but all the volume moves up. So when I say, let me identify the leader, I want to know, Savi, who's your 2? Oh, it's Kathy and Dr. Harmon. That's his first generation. Dr. Harmon, who's your 2? That is my third generation. Does that make sense? Marcus, who's your 2? Robin, who's your 2? Cindy, who's your 2? If you can slowly start developing and taking this mindset this year on focusing on your 2, how many, it only takes 1 out of those 2 leaders to develop volume for you to move straight to the top, to the comp plan. But to cycle, to maximize the comp plan, you do need 2 leaders, 1 on the left, 1 on the right, to run with you. And if you can secure your business by identifying your first generation's 2, your second generation's 2, and your third generation's 2, and I'm going deep. For example, I'm working with Juliana. She's my personal. Juliana enrolled Sandra. Sandra is my second generation. And then Sandra is working with Amanda. That's my third generation. I want to know, Juliana, who's your two? It's Carol and Sandra. Sandra, who's your two? It's Amanda and whoever. And then Amanda, who's your two? Does that make sense, everyone? If you really want to build debt, and debt is really building a binary leadership, this is not a unilevel, everyone. You're not going to get burned out by enrolling a lot of people and trying to develop the first, second, third generation. This is a binary. We all benefit. Does that make sense? We all benefit from each other's volume, which will create cycling, which will create money. But if you really want to move up the ranks fast, I want you to start now, today. We're starting our first week in February. Every week, every month, I want you to develop and get into the relationships with your two personals and develop them. That's all I've done in my career here. The reason why Marci and I moved up so quick in the ranks here when we first started. And remember, when we first started, we did not have a Now site. We did not have a Biz site. We did not have a patching podcast. We did not even have the three biggest tools. When Bob, Sabi, all of us, Jan, all of us started, we did not have these tools. We created these three tools when? After the lockdown, after the patching podcast was developed. But because Marci and I have built such strong relationships in our previous companies we, just like everybody else here, you look at all the PDs and SPDs here, they have developed relationships from previous, or they might have developed it here because of the tools. But what we're trying to say is that this is a relationship business. You can't fake the funk, okay? You are here already, but how do we know how strong you are? We have to identify your strongest leaders below you. The more generations of strength you have, the better you are. Does that make sense, everyone? I'm going to leave my last example right now. My third generation leaders are the biggest cyclers, and they are just to happen to be Bob and Amy. Bob and Amy are my third generation, and they are my biggest cyclers behind Savi and Juliana, okay? Just letting you know. So how cool is it that my biggest cyclers are 3 generations away from me that I did not enroll, but I personally worked with them since day one. We have a very deep relationship. Does that make sense? I've dug in deep in my third generation so fast and so long that they have the duplication to literally build their first, second, third generation. So I hope everybody resonates with this message. And starting this year, I'm practicing this myself. I'm going to practice how to launch. So we're going to learn with Charity. I will be learning with Charity how to launch your business this year, okay? And that will be another level of skill sets. And we're actually really so excited about the training that's coming up in the next 20 minutes with Christian Hansen. Thank you, Suzanne, for helping facilitate with that, as Suzanne McGee has pilot tested Christian Hansen for many months already before we brought him on. So just know Marci and I are investing. We are investing in only skill sets and behaviors.
I love that.
Let me repeat that again. We are investing into your skill sets and your behaviors. We're only bringing in people that bring so much value, because network marketing, again, is a self-development journey with a compensation plan wrapped around it. But we're not here to hoorah you. We're not here to motivate you. Seeing all these people, we have 101 leaders on here. That is motivation enough, okay? This is not a hoorah-rah call. We're not a hoorah-rah team. But what we are is a team that is building so strong where you cannot identify the leaders here anymore, because each one of you is a leader, okay?
Let's talk a little bit about some of the things that we just talked about recently, Peter, for everyone on this call. First of all, I'm so excited. You know, Peter and Charity have been talking a lot about we have the backbone, but we need to be able to launch the teams in the backbone, because there's so much in the backbone, people get lost. So next Saturday, they're going to do how you launch your teams with the tools we have. And so I really am excited that Peter and Charity are going to do that. We also have a crew that's really great at events. That is the Dr. Staci, the Leah, the Kathleen, and they're going to do a training for us. We'll get that set up where they're going to teach us the skills for doing events. So we have some great trainings ahead for you guys on our Saturday calls. I did want to really congratulate everyone that was at the Florida event in Sarasota. We had over 500 people. We rocked it. We had David Schmidt with the science. We brought our teams. We had great training. I just want to high five Dr. Staci for running it, the logistics, the emceeing of it. Laura Bowser was with her doing that. Peter, no, you were right there. I just want to thank you. And all the teams came. I mean, Juliana, all the way from New Mexico was there. Carol McDonald from Arizona was there. Charity came from, where are you from, Charity? Minnesota? I don't even know.
Iowa.
It's so far in the middle. Huh?
Iowa.
Why do I get those two states confused? Sorry. Iowa. Anyway, everybody just came. And yeah, everyone came. And what was exciting is we learned together, we brought our teams, but also Dr. Staci, kind of what I think, she showed community. Like she had a house, and then Staci and Ann got a house. Peter and Date got a house. I was saying we look like Monopoly, you know, with all these houses. And so that's duplicating community. And so I saw so much at that event that I just fell in love with, and I wanted to acknowledge everyone. And with that, I want you guys to write these dates down, because Dr. Staci has offered to really MC and bring herself to 4 events for us this year, our 4 biggest markets. We would love everyone to bring their teams and play Monopoly with community. And the events are Scottsdale, Arizona, March 25th is coming right up. Thank you, Carol McDonald, for working on getting us our location. Tampa will be May 20th. And Dr. Staci is going with her husband this week to find the location. Houston is June 24th. I want to thank Ann and Leah for getting a location for us. And Long Beach, it will probably be Costa Mesa or Newport Beach, South Coast Plaza. And I want to thank Suzanne McGee for working on looking at the hotel in that area for July 22nd. I just want our teams to go. Like, that's at the time for us to be together. So as Peter says, we have online and offline. Yes, Peter, go ahead.
So everyone, as you're mentioning these dates, everybody, this year is the connection time. This year is the human touch, okay? We have developed probably to all of us the best online support system, presentation system, training system, duplication system. We have the best, to me, the website, the Now site, the training site, the biz site. We have the best communication lines, which is all the Telegram, our Facebook. Can you see how we're operating literally like a company? We're probably even more effective than LifeWave itself. Okay, we are the most self-regulating, meaning that we bring such good people to our team There is no cancers. Nobody can come in and say anything, do anything that is out of compliancy, because we all self-regulate each other. So there's nothing to worry about. Does that make sense? And that took time. It took literally 3 years to develop. So everyone, I just wanted you to know our patching podcast in March will be 3 years old. We're going to have a 3-year anniversary party, meaning that we're going to bring back the very first podcast that Marci and I did. So you can see all our hairs, our skin, or whatever, and then you can compare to now to whatever and how we look like. But after 1,500 recordings, everyone, after thousands and thousands and thousands of every single testimonial, issue, challenge, disease, whatever you want to call, that you can prove, you can physically prove to everyone on your phone how strong your community is, how strong our system is, and that alone right there should pique anyone's interest that's interested in being in this industry. It should pique anyone's interest if they love this product, but also it should pre-qualify them to see if they are your two bodybuilders. You know, just to let everybody know, you know, this is a leadership call. There are big leaders now. Leaders in the industry are looking at LifeWave. And if you tell them that you belong to part of the B activating group, which is the #1, the strongest team in the entire North America, okay? If you belong part of a championship team that does not talk much, we don't need to talk. We just show you numbers, okay?
You know,
Between
Peter, yeah, to say that one more time. We belong to the Be Activating team, the strongest team in North America. That's powerful languaging, Peter. Did everybody write that down? You can utilize that for big network marketers. Go ahead. Yep.
And just to prove to you that we don't like to talk, we don't like to hoorah-rah. None of us has ever talked about money on any of our podcasts because we don't need to. But if somebody is a numbers, if there's any numbers people here, just know we are a 8-figure volume driven team, meaning that Marci and I have already in this, all the leadership here have developed already over probably 50 million points in 3 years.
Well, and let's put that in monthly volume, because I know a lot of leaders ask for monthly. So from Peter and I down, it's 500,000 a week, or 2 million a month in volume, or 24 million a year. In 3 years, we have created that. And we have some really big leaders coming into our businesses now who are looking for these things. Write it down. They are looking for a team that has heart. They are looking for a product that is demonstrative. They are looking to see that volume really is happening, that we are duplicating. By the way, 2 million a month in volume is good volume. And they're also looking for a system that works. And so we have that system. So think about that. The volume and the system, they are looking for that. Volume, system, heart. Oh, I like that. Volume, system, heart. That's our team. And so, okay. Yeah, no, you go ahead.
And this is not again, hype number. Oh, in 90 days, we want to develop 100 senior directors. In 90 days, we want to develop this many SPDs. It does not work like that as a yo-yo. It is called systemizing volume, meaning that we only can create volume because we're truly organically building this. We don't need yo-yos. It's called yo-yos. You don't want a yo-yo. And if you ask any of our leaders here, it is very consistent, duplicatable, because it starts from you. It starts from each one of you. If we did not teach you right, you would not become a manager. If we did not teach you right, you would not be able to develop 2 managers. If we did not teach you right, you would not be able to develop 2 directors. Does that make sense, everyone? That's why you have to start from the bottom up. That's why you have to start from your generations to their generations to their generations. And once you've developed your first 3 generations, you are stable. And then if we can combine it, meaning that we all see each other every day, then there is no loops. There is no nothing missing. There is nobody that can come into your organization and mess things up because everybody knows each other. Does that make sense, everyone? And that is deep, to be able to say that you physically can communicate with 40,000 of your members, starting with your personal leaders and moving down the line like that. And everybody's doing the same thing day in, day out, day in, day out. Now,
Peter, can I say
yes.
this? And Donna, can you put this in chat? Because just listening to Peter, I just put the message for this. Listen to this. We are the Be Activating group. We're the strongest team in North America. We have the strongest volume, system, and heart. That would be a message that you could use as big network marketing teams are looking right now, because in COVID, a lot of the organizations did not pivot with Zooms like Peter did. So when they're looking, there's your message. We're the Be Activating group, the Be Activating team. We're the strongest team in North America. We have the strongest volume, system, and heart.
Awesome. So Marci, since we only have a few more minutes left, I really want to let everybody know that, especially for our directors and above, we are now going to elevate our patching podcast, everyone, to the next level, okay? The patching podcast is your presenter, your trainer, your 3-way call. And now, because of Sandra Burnett saying, thank you, Sandra, okay? We are going to implement a filter system where anyone that has anybody that wants to share testimonials, whether it's your team, your brand new person, if you know anyone, please write down this website and we can put it on the chat. It's called ourteamcalendar.com. OURteamcalendar.com. If you know, it is self-explanatory. Sandra has made it very simple where you can just, anyone that wants to share, give them that website. They will pick the dates they want to share. They will write down their own description of their testimonials, and every presenter, we can just take it and give it to the presenters now, and it will be much more pre-qualified. So we need your help, directors and above. We're reaching out to you. From now, we have over 126 people on here, so we should never ever worry about testimonials again, meaning pre-qualify them, have them screened, have them in our database, so we can now move forward every day.
Peter, if I could say, I would like us to have 2 sites that roll off our tongue, like memorized. StartX39now.com is our exposing site. Our testimonial site is ourteamcalendar.com. We would love to hear from you and your testimonial. Go to ourteamcalendar.com and sign up to have your testimonial evening, where we talk to you about what's going on with your testimonial. And I want to see us use that when we do the patching podcast. Tell your whole team, oh my, if you hear like Susie has an amazing testimonial, you tell her, go to ourteamcalendar.com and sign up for a night. We'd love to hear from you. Let's start promoting that like we promote the Now site. Peter?
I love that, Marci. And I think this is, and everyone just know, visualize this, okay? If any of your 3rd generation or anyone in your team is on the podcast, and the podcast, everyone, it's gonna be like a movie star show. Whoever gets to be on the podcast, you are the show, okay? You are the actor and the actress, or you are the shining star there, and it's recorded. It's in the archive. It's in the ether. The moment, like, let's say if Robin brings someone in, that person gets excited to be on a podcast and they just run and they're so excited because they shared. That means we all benefit. Does that make sense? So every person sharing on the podcast will affect your business, your leader's business. We affect each other's business. So just know when you show up, you're not just showing up for yourself. You are working out with the gym and you're supporting this. And we're so proud to say in our 4th year now, Marci, every day we have 250 to over 300 eyeballs. If you times that by 5 and even 6 days of what we do here, we have over 1,500 eyeballs that are being presented to, trained to, messaged to. And that's why we are such a strong team. That's why we're so close to each other. That's why everybody learns what to do, especially the brand new people that are joining us for the very first time. So I just want to say this to everyone, because you all have to be so proud of what has been developed here already, and get ready for this year. This year, again, we're going to merge the best online system with the best offline recognition party system that this industry has ever seen. They're going to feel us. They're going to see us. LifeWave by convention, everyone. Marci and I and all the leaders talk about it every day, every month. We want to take over the convention. So the moment we find out where this hotel is, where this convention is, what city it is in, okay? The moment we find out, we want each one of you to get your 2 bodybuilders there. Do we have a deal? Do we have a pinky swear? Okay? I want each one of us, if we have right here, I mean, last year, the year before, and the year before, for 3 years, literally, Marci and I and our teams have taken over. Trust
And
me, they
we
all know
also
us,
want,
okay?
Peter, the leaders, you know, PDs, SPDs, to go get the bigger rooms so we can have all of our teams back and forth in the big rooms too. So, Peter.
Okay, well, everyone, it is time. It is 10 o'clock.
Let me go ahead and stop this recording.
this
So we have
recording.
2 recordings. Let's go ahead and stop that.